Hey folks, JG Francoeur here, CEO of Visture Property Group and Visture Property Management. And first of all, thank you so much for watching this video. You're watching this because you're obviously interested in what we call a site planning consultation. So what is that exactly? In the next kind of 10, 15 minutes, I'll just walk you through a quick presentation on, what it is, who it's for, what it's good for, and what you're going to get out of it in the end. So let's start from the beginning. First of all, this is all about unlocking your property's full potential. That means that whether you have a single family home and you're looking at developing your basement into an apartment, or whether you have maybe already 2 units and you're looking to add a coach home, or what we call it a coach home, or an accessory dwelling unit, or a granny pod, or a garden suite, that's all the same thing. You're looking to add a separate home in the backyard in order to maybe create additional income. Maybe you're looking to rent it out. Maybe you're looking to move in your parents or your in-laws. Maybe you're looking to move your kids in there, or maybe you're looking to move in there and then you're going to sell the house or you're going to rent the house, whatever the case may be. We see all kinds of situations, and Visture Property Group is the leader in these types of developments and these types of buildings. This is exactly what we do. We've been doing this for years. We've actually been in this business since 2013 doing this exact thing. And a lot of people are just starting to catch on now, but we've been at this a very, very long time. So this is about transforming your property into a multi-unit wealth building asset through some strategic planning. And this site planning consultation is that strategic planning. So let's first address who this is good for. If you're the type of person that wants all the answers up front, you want to know exactly how much it's going to cost. You want to know exactly how long it's going to take. You want to know exactly when we're going to start. You want to know all of the potential problems and issues and challenges. You want to know all that up front. That's what this is about. The site planning consultation is a service that we offer, and it takes us about 25, give or take, hours, 25 hours for us to do all of this work for you. And that's why this is the service we sell. And I'll tell you all about the price in a second. But in the end, we end up crediting these fees towards your construction project. So it's actually, in the end, is going to end up being free for you because once you move onto construction, we give you the full credit anyways. So let's get into the details of what it includes. First of all, understand that a lot of property owners, and that's obviously you, you're already here if you're considering this. A lot of property owners are missing this kind of massive wealth opportunity that we see. They can increase their cash flow by renting out their basement. They can increase their cash flow by renting out an ADU coach home in the backyard. They can convert their current single family home into possibly 3 revenue generating units that'll generate over $6,000 a month. We're talking about some of these properties generate $6,900 or $7,000 per month in some cases. You're also going to build some pretty incredible equity. We've seen equity gains anywhere from $240,000 all the way up to $540,000 in property value appreciation. We're talking about fantastic return on investment. Now, this isn't investment advice, but the fact is that when you appreciate a property so much, you are now compounding that wealth, and it becomes very, very lucrative in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years. And probably the best part, frankly, is you end up diversifying and reducing your risk. If you have a single family home and you want to rent that, you are taking quite a bit of risk. And what I mean by that is if you're full, you're full, you're 100% leased. But if you're empty, you're 0% leased. When you convert a single family home into 3 units, you might have one of them that's empty for a month, but the other 2 are rented, or whatever the case may be. That reduces your risk and allows you to diversify, and that's very, very valuable. So what's included in the site planning consultation are these 7 elements. So first of all, we go and we do a site measurement of your site. So we go look at your property, we go look at what you have existing, we measure it up, and we see what the potential is. Based on the measurements of your site, based on the measurements of your land, based on the measurements of your current dwelling, that is what determines how big of an apartment you can have and how big of a coach home you can have. We do all these calculations and we get that information for you. It's part of what we do. Second thing is there's expert planning collaboration here. We talk to our planning department. We talk to our planners. We talk to the city. We get all of these clearances for you to make sure that you're not going to run into any potential problems. If you need a zoning bylaw amendment, or if you need a minor variance, we're going to find that out up front so that we know and that there's no surprises. Number 3, we do a detailed scope of work that is specific to your site. See, we've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these projects over the years, And I got to say that there's a scope of work that is common, but every site is very specific. And for those detailed people, people like you want to know your specific scope of work, and that's what we're going to put together for you. The other thing is we're going to put together a budget, a financial estimate, a budget of what this is all going to cost. And we are 98% accurate across our track record. That's how accurate we are. We're 98% accurate when we have the time to budget it out line by line by line. And we're going to show you exactly what that includes. That's also a part of the service. The other thing is timeline. We're going to tell you exactly when we're going to start, and we're going to tell you exactly when we're going to finish. We're going to tell you exactly when you can move in or when you could lease it out, when you're going to start generating cash flow, and when you're going to get all of the details handled. So we go through all of that with you. We're also going to do an ROI analysis. That means a return on investment analysis. At the end of the day, you're going to be putting in some of your cash. You're going to be using perhaps lines of credits. You might be refinancing your home in order to do this project. What is it? It's going to cost you some money. You want to know what your return on investment is going to be. We calculate that for you and we give that to you. And then the seventh thing is we're going to do a presentation with you. We're going to sit down with you. We're going to go through the entire thing. We're going to go through your budget. We're going to go through any possible issues. We're going to go through your timeline. We're going to go through your ROI. We're going to give you all this information so that you have a package and it's yours to keep. It's yours to take. This is everything that's included in this incredible service. Now, I'll give you a couple of case studies here. This is a property where it's currently a single family home. It's 3 stories, a basement, a main floor, and a second floor. And the owners are thinking, you know what, we don't really use this basement very much. So let's turn it into an apartment. What could that do for us? And this was the result of their case study. You can see here their monthly rental income. They're going to generate somewhere between 22 and 2,300 in their particular market. We figure that their post-conversion value could be as high as $1.38 million as the years go on. Maybe not necessarily right away, but as the years go on, that's what their post-conversion value is going to be. Keep in mind, folks, anytime you add income to a property, it elevates the value of that property. So these properties become more valuable. And then over a 10-year period, we estimated that the return on investment here would be somewhere between 599% and 856%. That's absolutely incredible. Just think about that. And in the end, we're going to be improving this person's cash flow by $2,200 per month. That is over $26,000 per year extra in their pocket. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So that's just an example of the kind of details you're going to get. Here's another one where this particular client was looking at considering adding a second unit plus adding a coach home. And you can see here, it makes a massive difference because if they were to rent out all 3, they would be able to they'd be able to pay for all the renovations, do all of the work that's happening on this project, completely diversify their risk, completely make sure that they reduce the risk as much as possible, and they're going to generate $1,676.50 per month in cash flow. That's versus them making $25 a month as a single family. These are the kinds of details you get when you do a site planning consultation. Again, you can see their 10-year ROI target and their property value after 10 years. We're talking about a growth of $460,000. So in this particular case, that's what this project is adding to their wealth. It's almost $500,000 of wealth being created through this project, and they're going to be generating $6,450 a month in rental. Just think about that and think about how that could impact your life. That's the kind of details that we provide in the site planning consultation. Now, you should know that at Visture, we are a complete team. So we're the complete solution. We offer turnkey service. We're the complete package, if you will. That means we do everything from design and planning. We do permitting, we do the approvals, we do the budgets, we do the construction, we do the leasing if that's what you want, we do the property management if that's what you want. So you don't have to work with multiple trades and you don't have to work with multiple people, and you're not going to have those problems that often come up with subtrades and so on and so forth, because there's one company and we do it all. And we are the end-to-end solution for these types of projects. So that's just a little bit about us, so you know, and that's why we can speak to this topic quite confidently. Now, you can see here, again, there's a lot of people who want us to look at their property and analyze, should I add a basement unit? Should I add a basement unit and a coach home? That's part of what we look at, is what is the what we call highest and best use of your property. And every property is different. Not every property deserves a coach home. Not every basement is right for an apartment. So instead of just jamming it in, we really look at the market strategically and we ask ourselves, who's going to rent this? How much are we going to be able to get? And is it worth it? And that's all part of what you get in the site planning consultation. I've already mentioned this, but it's worth mentioning again. The best part of this concept is revenue diversification. This is really a protection plan. You get vacancy protection because you're not going from a single family unit. You now have two, maybe even three units. This is about asset resilience because multi-unit properties benefit from income-based valuations oftentimes because the more income you generate from a property, the better it's going to be for your appraisal. Of course, you still have to look at comparables. That's all a part of it, but the income starts to take effect as well. Tenant quality, you're actually going to get a better tenant quality and a better tenant profile with these types of properties. So there's some huge advantages, including the financial advantage, obviously, that comes to play here. But in the end, so this is about reducing your risk. It's not just about the upside, it's about protecting that downside. At Visture, we've been doing this, like I said, for a really, really long time. We have a pretty proven track record. We manage well over $100 million of real estate across Ontario. We have an investor and homeowner, property owner first approach. That means we focus on what's going to work for you. We don't give kind of generic advice to everyone and a one shoe fits all. We really look at each property individually, and that's what the site planning consultation is all about. We've been doing this for almost 15 years now. So we have deep local expertise in your particular market, like in this particular market. Those are the markets. We don't work in all markets. And if it's outside of our zone, we're happy to say, listen, this is not for us. We're not going to go there. The markets that we specialize in, we're really, really, really good at those. We have a transparent communication system that you're going to learn all about as you go through this because we use transparency is one of our core values at Visture. And yeah, I've already talked about our integrated services, which is everything under one roof. So that's a little bit about us, and that's a little bit about the service, the site planning consultation. And we've had rave reviews about this service. And the best part is that the investment, which it's $1,999, $1,999, but 100% of that gets credited towards your construction. So as you go forward with your project, that gets credited towards your project. So in the end, this doesn't cost you anything. And that is the best part. So get in touch with us. Let's get your site planning consultation going. We do a limited number of these every single quarter. They are, like I said, quite intensive. And I get personally involved in most of them. And as a result, I can only do so many per quarter. So if this is of interest to you, don't delay. Let us know right away that you want to go ahead with this. We'll get you set up on our platform. We'll get you so we'll send you an invoice, and then we're immediately going to get you started. We're going to get you onboarded. We're going to get you to answer some questions. We're immediately going to schedule a site visit, and we're going to start working on your file. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. I look forward to chatting with you real soon.